Hello, everyone. Welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host, Socrates, and today we have Rome, Season 1, Episode 5. I'll do a quick recap of the previous episode, which has been very good. They've all been very good. So, Caesar has a new mistress, Servilia, Brutus's mother, I believe, and Attia, took it pretty rough, which is potentially very dangerous because she's super manipulative, cunning, and downright mean in a lot of different instances. And Octavian now knows that Caesar is an epileptic. So that's a real potential problem because he could easily just let it slip to his mother. She could use it against him. This culture is very superstitious, uh, views it more as a curse than, a disease, which is what it is. So, yeah, that's potentially a huge problem. So Pompey had to flee from Rome, tactical retreat, to try to regroup because otherwise he was just going to lose outright. The plan was to take a large portion of the treasury, the gold there, and use that to undermine Caesar. And if he doesn't have the gold to, bribe certain officials, he will lose influence and power, and he'll get kicked out as fast as Pompey did. But yeah, I like the political dynamic that is unfolding. It just so happened to work out that our boy Titus ended up providing the gold to Caesar because he went to Varenus's house to like give him a portion of it, and ended up, as he always has, just kind of stumbling into helping out in unexpected ways, and yeah, just kind of like failing upward, and he just continues to do that because he shows up at the perfect time, prevents Pompey's son from torturing Varenus for information about the gold, comes in clutch, they fight it out, and they win. And yeah, it's just funny. I know Titus and Varenus are going to be our POV characters, and I'm really enjoying those two. Titus is definitely the comic relief. Varenus is very stoic, very stern, but respectable, admirable guy for the most part. That whole situation with his wife, like, there was a bit of reconciliation there, but it can't last because she didn't disclose everything. Just, I've been unfaithful in the past, and he says, "Oh, the past is the past." Uh, it's like, okay, that's a nice moment and all, but you're not disclosing that you have a child with another man. That part still has not been revealed. So yeah, that's just kind of hanging over everybody's head, and yeah, I'm just waiting for it to fall, and then yeah, it's not going to be good. But I am really enjoying the show. I like, the different aspects. I like the different characters. There's a lot at play here, and it's just very interesting. Caesar has positioned himself very well. He's bribed the people that he needed to bribe, the clergy, all the other, all the wealthy people that were at that orgery, which I thought initially was an orgy. It wasn't. It's just an orgery. I don't know what the hell that is, but anyway, yeah, that's a decent enough recap. So yeah, we're not going to prolong this too much. As always, remember to blank, blank, and blank. Right now, the big thing is boosting the subscriber count. I would very much like to get that count over my total number of videos. That's a nice short-term goal for now, but any help you give me there is always much appreciated. And with that, let's just get right to the episode. Yeah, they don't know what to do. News of losing the gold is kind of devastating.
Friend, Gaius, in the interests of peace and equity, I accept.
The Senate and people of Rome have authorized me to accept.
The Senate and people of Rome have authorized me to accept a truce.
No, not truce. That would imply that he is a sovereign rather than a criminal entity.
We're not men. We're worms.
Worms is harsh. Worms cannot run away as speedily as we do. Caesar's not even left Rome. Gods know why not.
Position is very weak. There's a lot of infighting going on. Yeah. I would definitely prefer to be Caesar in this situation. I don't think it's quite over yet, though.
For what possible reason, I wonder, would you and Caesar be skulking about in a cupboard?
What? It was nothing.
Nothing? It doesn't sound like nothing. You seduced him, you sly little fox.
I did not. I am not lying. He has an affliction, a terrible affliction.
Affliction? What affliction? By
Oh,
whom?
here we go.
I will speak no more of it. I swore an oath.
Earth be damned, I'm your mother, tell me.
Excuse me, I will not.
Shouldn't have let that slip.
I don't want to.
Say again?
I don't want to. It's nice of you to think of it.
You want a slave. You keep asking for one, and here she is. Pullo can't keep her, and it costs us nothing.
If he even suspected anything, he'd go straight to Varenus and tell him, wouldn't he? Of course he would.
Do you really think?
He doesn't know nothing.
Maybe he thinks it'll cause more harm than good, so he's keeping his mouth shut.
But now that he has offered truce, I will look like the worst kind of tyrant if I attack him. Posca here thinks I should accept truce. Make peace.
In exchange for what? Peace is its own reward. Snivelry.
If I'm not a tyrant, if I merely seek legitimacy, why would I not accept such favorable terms?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Black blood flux. Nothing to be done. Flux. I kept them here despite the stink, so you'd know I'd done you nothing dodgy.
Just bad and top of bad for Varenus. This poor kid.
All that I have is already yours. What else can I give you?
Don't leave me again.
I never left you.
The Republic is at stake.
Since when do you care about the Republic?
She
I
doesn't.
care deeply about the Republic.
It would be very unwise to cause trouble about this.
Of course. I wouldn't lower myself.
Suppose you saw something which made you suspect something terrible. Would you tell the husband of the suspicious article?
Suppose suspicion of what?
Another man.
Oh. We are speaking of Varenus and his wife, I presume.
I never said that.
Seems to me that suspicion alone is not enough to speak. Once spoken out, the suspicion of such depravity is real enough to do the work of truth. And what if you are mistaken? Then Varenus is dishonoured by error. Facts are necessary. Without facts, you must remain silent.
That makes sense. Strong suspicion, but not outright proof.
You would lend dignity and strength to business transactions. If you like, I could use you myself. Show you the onions.
That's good of you, but I still don't see what I would do exactly.
You would come with me to discourage trouble. No one's going to mess with the first spear centurion.
All the graffiti is probably Attia's work, if I had to guess.
Calpurnia,
Do not trouble yourself with denial.
I did not intend to.
Be rid of her and we'll say no more.
Let us
Or
not...
divorce will follow.
We cannot divorce now. Her family's influence will be critical.
I know it.
Break his arm. Break his arm. Give me my money, you monkey's cunt.
Kiss my ass!
Cut his throat.
What are you doing?
He has to go back to the military. There's no choice.
I'm so glad. I thought you might not.
I regret I cannot stay. I've come to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm going south in pursuit of Pompey, and we shall not see each other again.
What, never?
Never.
Don't joke, sir.
I am not joking. There are, however, larger issues at stake, and I must do what is right for the Republic.
The Republic!
Wow. Attia is really good at causing damage.
My offer?
Of entry into Ivocati. if same terms still apply.
I said you could join Avocati.
With respect, sir, you did.
Come on, don't be a prick.
Normally, I would never make the same offer twice. But you're lucky. Caesar is away, and I'm here alone. And I shall need good men. So I give it you. Promotion to prefect, and 9,000 sesterci.
Good enough. 90% of the deal is still very good. He's still a prick.
My generosity, Lucius Vorenus. I expect loyalty.
That's not a problem.
Who hired him?
Timon, the horse Jew.
Atia's man.
Yep. He's not happy. He wanted out, but there's no choice. It's all he knows. Feels like he's betraying an ideal. It's just a tough spot to be in. You can't blame the guy.
I ask you to summon Tyche, Megara, and Nemesis, so that they witness this curse. By the spirits of my ancestors, I curse Gaius Julius Caesar. Let his penis wither. Let his bones crack.
Jeez.
Let him see his legions drown in their own blood. Gods of the Inferno, I offer to you his limbs, his head, his mouth, his breath, his speech, his hands, his liver, his heart, his stomach. Gods of the Inferno, let me see him suffer deeply, and I will rejoice and sacrifice to you.
Wow, that was messed up. Woman scorned, holy shit.
I curse Atia of the Julii. Let dogs rape her. Let her children die, and her houses burn. Let her live a long life of bitter misery and shame.
Tell us what's between you and Niobe.
Baby, nothing. Never. I swear by Jupiter, never. Fury tear my eyes out if I lie.
What were you doing when I saw you with her?
My wife. We were fighting. I went to Niobe for advice. That's all.
Lying.
I'm not. I'm not.
Lying.
He says you're lying, and I believe him.
We need to hear the truth. If you persist in lying to us, we'll torture you. You'll die only after many hours of agony and horror. You give us honesty now, and you'll go swiftly, painlessly. Why not cut off his thumbs?
That's good enough. It's a start.
Niobe and I were lovers. I confess it. But kill me if you must.
Hold.
Joe. The child is mine.
Child.
Jesus.
What child?
Lucius. Baby. Please kill me now. Please. Lucius. Verena's son. Niobe's son. My son.
We have buried this evil man. You must never speak of it again.
May his enemies flee from him. May their city walls crumble. This man is now Avocati.
That's a surprise. Scorched earth.
Sir, they've sailed for Greece.
Okay, took some time to gather my thoughts. Best episode so far, in my opinion. You had a lot going on. Atia has come up with this plan to break the bond between Servilia and Caesar. She hired people to paint that graffiti, which upset Calpurnia. She put pressure on Caesar, and he had to break off the relationship. It's interesting how badly Servilia took it. Like that scene where she's dealing out the curse to both Caesar and Atia was pretty intense and really cool. Yeah, That's the whole idea of the woman scorned. Terrifying, really. Very good, very well acted too. Yeah, a ton happened in this episode. We had Varenus finally at his last end. All his slaves died, so that's all the money they had. He's got no choice at this point. He goes back to Mark Antony and asks if that offer is still good. Mark Antony is a dick, but he gives him 90% of what the offer was. It was supposed to be 10,000 Satari or whatever the currency is. I have no idea. But he does get the big promotion, so to speak. I'm not even going to attempt to say what that is. It's a much higher rank than he was before, so he's worthy of it because he's a very good soldier and he has a lot of experience and has a lot of good qualities to him. But he feels like it's like a defeat because he disagrees with what Caesar's doing. He views him as a tyrant, and now he's in service to that tyrant because he just doesn't have any choice. He has no money. He doesn't know anything else. Like, this is it. So Titus and Octavian kind of teamed up. It was interesting when Titus brought the hypothetical to Octavian. What would you do in a situation where a wife is cheating on her husband, and he immediately knows, oh, you're talking about Varenus and Niobe, and they go to work together, getting evidence and then dealing with the truth once they learn it. They kidnapped the brother-in-law who had that relationship with Niobe and got the truth out of him and then disposed of him. They now know that, but I'm hoping Titus keeps to that advice that Octavian gave him and just never breathe life into this for fear that it might come back from the dead. And yeah, that was pretty intense too. The episode ended with Pompey burning his entire encampment down and then sailing to Greece. Now, I don't know if that's what he's actually has done or if it's a clever ploy to cover his tracks. It could be either. He could have actually sailed to Greece, or it could be part of a plan, a little bit of deception to fool Caesar and possibly create an opening. I don't know. We'll have to see it at the next episode, but very good so far. Really enjoying it. Yeah, a lot's coming together, and I'm starting to pick up on all the different names better, and that's kind of cool too. But yeah, really enjoying it. This is the best episode so far, in my opinion, and yeah, that's really cool because I've liked each episode, very high. And this episode is just a little bit better than all the previous ones, but still all the previous ones were good. So the show is excellent so far. I'm really enjoying it. I like the political intrigue. There's a ton going on. There's not a dull moment really in the show, and that's great. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got with this one. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.